Hello, best friend, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having the most incredible day. This is the first time that you're watching my channel, honey. My name is Sebastian, and I welcome you guys with open arms. Listen, I do pop culture videos every day, okay? So if you're looking for a new, messy, funny, thick, loving, shady, semi-intelligent, no, you know what, bitch? I am intelligent, okay? And just like all over the place, best friend, you have found me, girl. So hit that subscribe button because we got to talk about this shocking divorce details, honey. Now listen, when I tell you that you should not believe what you see on the red carpet, honey, that is the tea right there, girl. When you see people outside, girl, you gotta, what is really going on, bitch, okay? We need like a Ring camera in all of these celebrities' houses because what we see is not the real tea, boo. And that's on period. Listen, best friend, Gypsy Rose, girl, Gypsy Rose, the Rose of Gypsy, honey, you know, she, if you don't know her, she is basically famous for a very disturbing relationship with her mother that ended in her mother passing away. And Gypsy, having a part of it. And Gypsy spent time in prison, and now she's out. She has this newfound fame, and her husband, which she married in prison, and her just announced their separation. Now there is details about this separation. So let's go ahead and read this together. So this is from TMZ, and it says, Gypsy Rose post-prison fairy tale with her husband came to an end last week. And now we know exactly what led up to the split. Sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ, Gypsy has been telling family and friends that her estranged husband, Ryan Anderson, had become a super argumentative post-prison release and was constantly making her feel like she couldn't do anything right. We're told one of the major sticking points in Gypsy and Ryan's relationship was his apparent jealousy over her spending time with her dad. That's what sources say that Gypsy has been telling people around her. Instead of supporting her bond with her father, Gypsy feels like Ryan made her feel guilty about not spending time with him exclusively. After years behind bars, Gypsy was eager to reconnect and build relationship with her family. Sources say she felt suffocated by Ryan's constant guilt tripping. Also, hearing Gypsy's inner circle has serious concern about Ryan's intentions, especially over the fact he only reached out to Gypsy on a dare. Ryan previously revealed he encouraged a co-worker to write to Tiger King star Joe Exotic in prison by saying he'd write to Gypsy in prison as well. Another interesting tidbit is rumors are circulating that Gypsy may be pregnant, and that is not true. If she was pregnant, she wouldn't have gotten matching tattoos with her ex-fiance, okay? She went the same week she separated from Ryan and got matching tattoos with her ex-fiance. This is a Lifetime movie, bitch, okay? I'm so sorry. So earlier that week, Gypsy and her ex-fiance, Ken Urker, got matching tattoos. Despite Gypsy spending a lot of time together with her ex post-split from Ryan, they're not rekindling any type of romance as of right now. And they're kind of just trying to stay friendly, and her ex-fiance thought it was important for him to be by Gypsy's side while the separation was going on. Here's the thing about it. When you are in a relationship and your partner is overstepping and being so incredibly possessive over your time, over who you see, when you see, how you see, in the middle of it, you might not recognize that this is going on, but best believe that when you get out of it and you look back, you're going to you're gonna think, why did I put up with all of this shit, right? So I will tell you that, you know, for some odd reason, I've had this in my life. This has happened quite a few times with people that I didn't have many boyfriends or date much. I mean, I went on a lot of dates. I will say I went on a lot of dates. And I have a lot of crazy date story, which I'm working on how to, you know, talk about all of them. But I will tell you this, best friend, that, you know, in my relationships, not only love, you know, romantic, but friendships, I've always been like this magnet for people who are possessive over me and who are trying to, you know, keep me isolated. And I look back now and I see that, you know, and with my husband, it's sometimes, you know, we've been together for, you know, almost 12 years. In the beginning, I didn't understand a lot of the things that he would do, because he would say, oh yeah, I mean, I'm going out with friends, you should go out with your friends. I'm like, huh? You know, because I was not used to that, you know, or like, you know, you should go visit your mom for like, you know, a couple weeks, huh? You should have friends over, So in the beginning, I was not used to that, because I've only been used to a certain, you know, attitude of, you know, we need to spend quality time together. You can't, you know, you shouldn't see your friends all that much. I mean, you know, they don't like or respect our home, you know, blah, blah, blah. So you don't see it when you're in the middle of it. And maybe you even think like, oh, he's just so protective. But in reality, girl, he just wants you there like a bird's, you know, you know how like a bird in a birdhouse. You know what I mean? So I'm actually, if this is true, I am definitely happy that Gypsy got away from this, because she did spend a lot of years separated from her father. Her mother separated her from her father, then prison separated her from her father. And now, if this man, her soon-to-be ex-husband, allegedly, if this is true, not saying it is, of course, allegedly, if that was the case, then girl, I'm glad she escaped, honey. I'm glad the bird flew home. You know, I'm so serious. And her getting matching tattoos with her ex-boyfriend now, that's just savage. That's just so savage, bitch. Like, that's a savage ass move, girl. And I'm kind of here for that shit. Listen, if you see yourself in a relationship where you see that your partner is always constantly talking bad about the people in your life, whether it's your friends or your family, and you see yourself seeing them or speaking to them less and less and less, I want you to step out of the situation for a second and analyze a little bit, because just because you're in a relationship does not mean that you stop being independent and you stop having connections with the people around you. So make sure that you are observing that in your life, because for some years I didn't realize, and this can happen with friends as well. If certain friends get jealous if you go out with someone new or this and that, you have to either have a lovely conversation with them or you got to say goodbye to them, okay? I remember I had this one friend, oh my God. I was at a point in my life where I was so desperate to get away from her, because she turned into, when I first met her, she was so loving. She was so, loved her so much. She was so cool, this and that. And slowly and surely, she would just start calling me a lot more, texting me a lot more, dropping unannounced, right? You know, which is like, okay, we're like friends, ha ha ha. Then I realized that if I didn't pick up, she would call 5 more times. If I didn't answer a text message, she would send question marks nonstop. If I would tell her like I'm busy, she would ask me with who. If I would tell her I'm busy with my mom, she'd be like, again? If she would, you know, so she started kind of having these, I'm like, wait, girl, what's happening here? It got so bad, best friend, that I had to always have my blinds closed, because I would constantly see her car go back and forth from in front of where I lived. And I just remember like constantly having to look over my shoulder. And one day I did sit her down and I talked to her and I was like, look, your behavior is not appropriate. Like, even I noticed it. And she goes, no, the thing is, I don't want people, using you or taking advantage of you. So I just, I'm protective. I want to protect you. She started having issues with a lot of my friends, with my boyfriend at the time. She started making like always this drama when we would get together, and she would like constantly just, if somebody would say one thing to me that, she thought it was rude, she would go off on them. Like, it was insane. Like, she would invent things like, oh, I'm not feeling well, please come over. And then she was just cooking lunch, and I would go over there with like NyQuil, whatever, and I would just see her like, oh, she goes, no, I feel much better. I just want you to come over. It got so bad that like she was poisoning me about my boyfriend at the time, saying that she saw him cheating, that we should move in together. Like, it was insane. So, you have to be careful who you allow in your life, Hang on, girl. Ooh, as I said that, there's a number calling me of an unknown number, and I'm not answering that shit. Sorry, girl.